Hello there, this is Memeobi's Galaxy. I am your host, Memeobi, joined with
Ethan,
my co-host, and we are here to talk all things Star Wars, specifically Ewoks today, and the controversy, and a couple things about that era. But before we do, Ethan, how are we doing today?
Doing good. Glad to be back. We were away for a little while, so it's fun to be on the
We
podcast again and see each other. I've been very busy, doing lots of fun things and traveling a lot. So
Yeah. Some background things is we did just record this episode, and it was all corrupted.
yes.
So we're trying. It's kind of hard to redo intros. Ethan did just land his first modeling thing.
Yeah, I landed a modeling gig, which is funny because I'm not a model, you guys, and I don't try for it. I submitted an audition for an acting gig for a commercial with Keen, like the hiking shoes, Keen footwear and stuff.
So you got some photo shoots, huh?
Yeah, so one of their people reached out to me like, hey, so you didn't get the commercial role, but we would actually like you to do a photo shoot if you'd like.
Well,
like, wow, that's cool. So I was happy I got to do that. It was a cool little experience, and I can put it on my resume. So.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
The only thing that you guys have missed is I did buy a 7-foot-tall Jar Jar Binks statues, which most of you probably have seen on my Instagram. But I think we should get into it. Before we start the episode, I'm going to have you, Ethan, do a blind ranking of Star Wars characters.
Okay.
1 through 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. You don't know who comes next.
Yeah.
Starting with Jar Jar Binks. 1 through 10, Jar Jar Binks.
2.
2. Oh, wow. Okay. Jar Jar, number 2. Next, Boss Nass. His boss.
5.
5. Oh, Boss Nass. Next is Darth Vader.
1.
1. Darth, DV. Number 3. Well, sorry. Luke Skywalker.
Well, sure, 3.
Yeah.
Let me just started to say it.
All right, so we have 4 and then 6 through 10 left. Next is Zero the Hutt from the Clone Wars movie.
7.
Wow, 0, huh? Okay. Next is Max Rebo of the Max Rebo Band.
6.
6, okay. Max Rebo, okay. Next, Commander Cody, the one and the only.
Man, I would have put that way higher.
I know.
Do I have a 4 still, right?
We have a 4.
Let's do 4.
Okay, so Commander Cody's right below Jar Jar and Luke Skywalker. Okay, next let's just go over it. So we have 1 Darth Vader, 2 Jar Jar, 3 Luke Skywalker, 4 Commander Cody, 5 Boss Nass, 6 Max Rebo, and 7 Zero the Hutt.
Okay.
We have 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, no.
Rey Skywalker.
10.
10, okay. ORS. Next is Hondo.
Oh, man.
9 or 8?
8 now.
Okay, 8. And your number 9 spot is going to be Watto.
Oh, man. 9.
So let's just go over this. From worst to best, we have Rey Skywalker, Watto. Who did I say the other one? I didn't write it down.
8 was Hondo.
Yeah, Hondo.
Yeah.
I wrote the number 8 for some reason.
Oh.
Zero the Hutt, Max Rebo, Boss Nass, Commander Cody, Luke Skywalker, Jar Jar Binks, and Darth Vader.
It's actually not too bad of a list.
No.
That list would be pretty normal to other people, I would say. I just like Watto more than other people do.
True. Well, you like Jar Jar more than other people.
Yeah, I like Jar Jar more than other people for sure. Yeah, I just started playing Fortnite again just to get Darth Jar Jar Binks in there. That's how much I like Jar Jar.
He is solid.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we can get into the episode. This is what we're talking about. Okay, I got to do the recap again. We've already recorded this one. Okay, here we go.
This is funny.
In Return of the Jedi, in the original cut, at the celebration at the end, the Jawas? No. The Ewoks sang a song, or we think they sang a song, called Yub Nub, a celebration. And it goes a little like this. Right. I can't remember when it was. I think it was either late 90s or early 2000, like 2004. Special editions came out, and they replaced it with this song. The reason they replaced it is because they added a bunch of new scenes. They added Naboo, Coruscant. They added the whole thing.
Basically, they just made it way better.
They made it newer. Here's the thing. I think one of the main reasons people hated it is because it was during all the other changes George did. Right? George did a bunch of special editions, and everyone was kind of mad about the special editions. They were like, they hated George at this point in history, which is silly, but they did.
So what's your take, though?
All right. So I love Yub Nub, and I do think it is superior overall. Okay.
No, that's ridiculous.
Hang on. No.
I don't even care what you say. It's not better.
No.
Yub Nub is worse.
It's the spirit of it. All right. I will yield some to you, but quality, yes. The celebration song is a better song, but is it better for Star Wars?
Yes.
Is it better for the last song you hear in the movie?
Oh, yes.
Or is Yub Nub? I think Yub Nub. Yub Nub.
Okay, tell me why. That's what, like...
Yub Nub.
Oh, my God.
Yub Nub. Or something like that. I can't remember. Okay, so I will say, I feel like, sadly, this conversation is going to be shorter because we've had it a little bit already. But yes, am I blinded by nostalgia?
Yes, you are. So, okay, I'm just going to stop you right there.
Okay,
You've said enough.
No, okay.
Yub Nub is worse, period.
No.
The sound cues were off. Like, if you watch it in the beginning, like, that sound cues were actually bad. Like, they played R2-D2's noise, and he came in like 2 seconds later, or maybe it was before. I don't really remember.
That has nothing to do with the song.
I don't care. It's just bad. It's adding to it. It's just adding to how terribly annoying Yub Nub is.
No.
Because here's what Yub Nub sounds like to me.
All right.
Okay.
What?
It sounds like you have a bunch of white church choir members who just got their first gig in a movie, and they're like, "Hey, let's sing." Yub Nub, Yub Nub. Like, oh, I was so annoyed by it. And here's why I was annoyed too. There were cool little moments that happened in that scene.
True.
They're like Lando going and hugging Luke, and Luke and Leia hugging, and Han Solo being there and stuff. And there's like these cool moments that were happening. Yeah. And even like R2-D2 and C-3PO, I feel like they were still kind of highlighted fine in the Yub Nub version. But when I was watching it with Yub Nub playing, it's like I felt like I'm missing their lines that they were supposed to have. They're like, what are they saying that I can't hear because of this super annoying Yub Nub music that's going on? And here's what I have to say about what you just said.
Okay.
You're blinded by nostalgia. And everyone is for Yub Nub. Because I looked into this. We just if you just watch the video too, watch the whole song of Yub Nub in the other version as well. And you'll notice it has lots of positive comments. Everyone's like, oh, I miss Yub Nub so much. I wish they didn't change it. Like Yub Nub was so good. And here's what I get. People, they have nostalgia. Because how old are you?
I'm about to turn 30, born in 1995.
Yeah, so all of you guys that like Yub Nub, you're either boomers or you're unks, like you are about to be. You have unk status coming in.
That's
and
fair.
It's the nostalgia that's blinding you. And I actually feel like Star Wars has been hurt by that many times, where it's like people love nostalgia so much that they're sacrificing good quality in a video or movie. So here's my take on it is, if your expectation of what you want the Ewoks to be is the Ewok movie is the Ewoks, then you're right. Because we all know that was super low budget and horrible and not actually great filming for that movie.
True.
Is the story fun and is it fun to watch? Sure. I actually love the Ewok movie, but that's what I see Yub Nub was, because I think the newer version was just so much better. And here's the problem with the boomers and you. Yeah. You're just stubborn. Okay. It's like, it's the same thing as like when the iPhone was coming out, or like a smartphone's coming out, and your grandpa's all like, oh no, I gotta be smarter than the phone or whatever. It's like, I don't want change. It's like, just lose your pride.
Listen. Okay. All right.
Realize that it's not very good.
Okay. Let me talk. Yield the floor.
Okay.
Jeepers creepers, folks.
I told you I had a strong opinion.
All right. I yield slightly. Is it a better song? Yub Nub? No. Do I think it hurt the film overall? Yes. Do I think it hurt audiences' reaction to it? Probably.
That's fair.
Do I think a lot of people... Okay.
Does it change my mind? No.
No. I'm saying it's bad. What I'm saying is, go back to 1983. The movie came out. people did not like Ewoks.
Yeah.
They thought they were little Muppets, which they technically were.
That's funny to me because I feel like that's changed so much with today.
Right.
Everyone loves
But here's the
Ewoks
thing.
today.
Could it have been Yub Nub's fault?
That they didn't like them?
Yes, because in the end, there's this kind of
I think so.
There's this kind of annoying song of Yub Nub and like a not great ending to the film. Didn't end with its epic song like we have now.
Yeah.
Did I just swap completely on our top?
We got him.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. No, okay. Here's my. I like special editions. I think George did fine. I don't get mad. I don't get mad on the internet and tell people they are wrong or right about things unless they are wrong about things. Right? So here's what I mean.
All right.
I wish they would have given us an ode to Yub Nub.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, right? I feel like the new one's great, but if we could have put Yub Nub in that somehow,
I agree with that.
like
completely.
the tune a little bit, but like a new version that's
For sure.
better and not like a white choir.
Because that's what I do think. Yub Nub in itself, that sounds like an Ewok thing to say, or it's like a fun little Ewok song, you know? But yeah, why would they not include it?
I agree. Yeah, I feel like it could have been added somewhere. Credit song, you know, like an ode to
Yeah.
it where we get to our nostalgia. Because realistically, it is what did I just say? Nostalgia coded, meaning in our heads it sounds way better than when I just went and
They
listened
probably
to
just
it.
couldn't find another church choir to hire or something like that.
It did sound like a church choir in retrospect. Because before we started recording, I had not listened to it.
Oh, really?
I just sent it to you earlier, and I hadn't listened to it. I was like, you need to listen to this. Catch up. I just
That's
knew,
funny. I feel like a lot of people, if they were to remember that, they would remember it as like Yub Nub.
like a
But
cool,
it really
yeah.
wasn't a deep sounding thing like that. I think I would have liked it if it sounded more like that.
I feel like most people listening to this probably didn't know there was another song.
Oh, yeah. I think we understand where we stand.
Did I fold
Hopefully
too
I
quickly?
converted you.
One conversion today.
All right.
I'll convert you to something else later.
We'll see.
The next topic is also Ewok related.
Yeah.
So here's my question I posed to you, Ethan. When they were there at the celebration and they were drumming on the stormtroopers' helmets, did Luke and the gang know the Ewoks were either already eating them or were going to eat them?
Yeah. So
Right. This kind of feels like a war crime. To kill your enemy and then eat them?
Yeah. It
Like,
does.
I know they don't have a Geneva Convention there in Star Wars, but like there's laws about wars and stuff in like the Senate.
Yeah.
and
It
junk.
doesn't seem like a rebel thing to do either at all.
No, do you think anyone else partook?
So
You think Wedge Antilles is out here eating a stormtrooper?
here's something interesting that I saw because I looked into the comics with this.
Okay.
You know, with the
Good.
the Ewoks eating them. You know,
Yeah.
it was such a big deal. Actually, I didn't realize how big of a hot topic that was. So
It
you
is.
told me about it, but there was actually in the comics they showed this scene with a or not scene, whatever picture part.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
what you call it in a comic book, but
Frame.
frame, sure, where this rebel is eating the food that the Ewoks are providing them.
Okay.
And he goes, man, he's like, I have no idea what I'm eating, but I want some more of it. And then that was like, I saw a video of a guy who explained that. It was like, that was a clip of the video. It was like, oh my gosh, did the Ewoks feed the stormtroopers to them? That's horrible, you know?
That's wild.
But what I think that showed perfectly too is the rebels probably just didn't know or didn't realize
No.
that's what was happening.
And they're hanging out with
Because
this,
I
like,
understand the rebels having helmets around them, you know, celebrating
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
got,
yeah.
you know, drumming on them, and
Yeah.
we defeated them in the Battle of Endor. Like,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But to eat them, I don't know. Here's what I do think, though, is I think there's a common mistake here, or maybe it just is and I'm wrong. But a lot of people are saying, like, the Ewoks are cannibals because of this, or it's cannibalism.
well, it's not cannibalism.
It's not, though.
They're eating a different species.
Yeah, they're eating different species. Because they're
Cannibalism
technically like
is eating your
animals.
own
Right.
species.
So for the rebels, that would be cannibalism.
Right. But like, it's
But
not
Ewoks, it's technically not cannibalism.
It's not cannibalism if a lion eats a person.
Yeah.
That's just a
I just saw
lion.
like a lot of comments that were like, so Ewoks are cannibals? No. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
no, they're
Well,
different
okay.
species.
But wait. But just think about it. If people, if you're listening to this and you think Ewoks didn't eat the people, let's think about the movie.
Oh, yeah. By the
Right?
way, for anyone that's like, I know you said earlier that a lot of like older generation didn't
Yeah.
like the Ewoks.
Yes.
For anyone my generation that absolutely loves them and they think
Right.
they're the cutest stuffed animals ever.
Yeah.
I think what you're about to hear right now is going to ruin your view of Ewoks forever.
Hopefully.
When I watched this, I was and like read this in the comic. It ruined it for me. I'm not gonna lie. They're scary. I see them differently now.
Well, and you have the game, The Ewok.
Yes. Yeah,
Ewok
Battlefront.
Yeah, in Battlefront.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but think about it for a second. Let's think about it, guys. In the movie, they have a trap that captures something large, and they catch these people, and they're like, hey, let's take these people back. They take them to their fire pit that's quite large, and they tie them to stakes, and they're going to burn them alive. Do you think...
Burned at the stake.
But are they just burning them at the stake, or are they cooking them?
I think they're cooking
them. They're cooking them. That's what
I think.
That was always implied in my mind.
I think so.
If they're just going to kill them, they're just going to kill them. But they are cooking Han and Chewie and Luke and R2-D2 technically.
Yeah.
But they didn't know about machines. But they are
so
straight up going to eat these people. So it shouldn't be that big. It's not a big logic jump that all these giant fires they have in the final scene of the end of the planet, they're cooking their meat.
Yeah.
They're cooking the stormtroopers to save for later.
I guess, the only weird it's just because they're sharing with the rebels, or
that is weird.
Insinuating, that's like it. Or but I think from what I just told you, the rebels probably just didn't know. Probably
not.
Like, oh, the Ewoks are providing us dinner. Let's
I mean, like Luke got there late. He's like, oh shoot, can I grab something from the buffet?
Exactly.
Just like, oh, what is it? He might have known. He's a Force user and all, but like.
That's true.
But like Han probably was like, whatever.
Imagine he uses the Force and just knows that it is human and still like, let's celebrate.
But like Chewbacca, it's canon that he eats people.
True.
In Solo.
Oh yeah, true.
So like he's probably like, oh man, just like the old days, let's go. Like, about dang time I get to eat another person.
It's like, oh,
this is the
finally.
Best. Dude, where's the edit where they're just like, eating?
So have you looked into the comic part of it at all, where the comics talked about it?
No.
So, okay, real quick, I have to tell you this about what I saw in the comics. So, in the comics, the way they described it is the stormtroopers actually see them as like how my generation would see them today. Yeah. As that the Battle of Endor was going to be super easy.
Right, because there's little little pandas.
Just these little Ewoks. It's going to be a piece of cake. They can't do anything against us. We're way stronger, bigger army, And in the in the Ewoks, in the comics, the way that it happened was the Ewoks came in the middle of the night. So stormtroopers treated it so chill, and they made a base. So they had like set up base camp, and they all slept at base camp, and that's when the Ewoks came in. So this is what I was wondering too, is like if Ewoks can like see in the night.
I would imagine.
Because the way they talked about it was like it was this scary bit of darkness where stormtroopers were waking up to their brother or the person next to them like being swooped into the bushes, and then like traps being set by them in the night, people getting hung and just eaten in front of them. And in the comics, it said that when the Ewoks would kill someone, they obtain their spirit from it.
Whoa.
And gain some strength.
Nice.
So it was like they would get the spirit from the stormtrooper, and all of a sudden they were like these terrifying creatures. Like that, if you hear that from an Ewok, that's terrifying. Like that's
terrifying.
That's just crazy.
I mean, just play the game, man. Ewok Hunt. It's night.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've played it.
It's hard.
It is really hard.
And it's intense.
It's eerie.
It's scary, man. It's cool. Which I like that. I like playing into this new, like thinking about these things. Like, oh, just because they're cute doesn't mean they can't be vicious. I mean, we don't really have a ton of great examples of that in real life, like in Earth.
Yeah.
Like pandas are kind of useless and also cute.
Right.
Red pandas are cute, but also kind of useless.
I'm just picturing myself there, like in Endor, in the forest, trees,
little animals,
tiny animals
with sticks and traps.
And like I'm picturing their teeth, they kind of have like these.
I wish they would have added some sort of like at like some point. They never like growl a little bit, not like a real. They never snarl.
There was a comment that I saw that was pretty. I think it explained it pretty well. That was like, I think the Ewoks actually are good people, and he said
they were being taken over.
To be fair, the Ewoks wanted peace.
Yeah,
but the Empire wanted war. Right. So they got what was coming for them.
And they and the Empire at the time definitely treats everyone less than them as less than them.
Right.
Very based on Nazis. Very like. That's why no one in their ranks is an alien species.
Yep.
They're all humanoid except for Thrawn, but he was an outlier and he was kind of in the background.
Right, yeah.
The Emperor never let people know that he was like a high-ranking official.
Yeah.
But he was.
I mean, Empire had it coming. They didn't expect that from the Ewoks. I think it is really cool though. It's I don't know.
I wish it was explained more like in like mainstream.
Yeah.
Not just, I mean, like, but it's fun. It's fun.
I think it would have been a cool scene too, if they made it like showing setting traps and stuff, or them coming.
Do you think we'll
although that would be kind of like horror almost, like, or a thriller or something.
I wish we're getting Mando season 4, but we're not. But
oh yeah,
like he could go. Like that would be the show that he would go to Endor.
If Mando went to Endor?
Yeah. And then like these animals, like a nighttime horror scene. Like they've teased that they can do horror in Star Wars.
Thriller. Yeah, thriller or horror.
But like it would, like, I think the best they would do is like an episode.
Or what if it was just literally a stormtrooper in Endor? That's what it was about.
But I just don't think you could do a whole movie or show. Like it wouldn't sustain itself. It'd be
Finn
cool.
Got it.
It'd be cool, but it wouldn't be like a whole, like, right, like that or...
You gotta look at the comics. The comics are really, really interesting.
Okay, wait. If we're talking about a horror genre,
yeah.
The other one, there's a book about it, is Wampas? Yeah, the Yeti.
Oh, that's the Wampa. Is it a Wampa?
Yeah, it's a Wampa.
I thought the Wampa was the one that the Tusken Raiders were on.
No, that's a Bantha.
Oh, right. That's right. Bantha.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Dude, like Mando goes to the old Hoth base.
Oh,
and
that'd
like
be
a
cool.
horror like episode, he gets locked in with a Wampa like coming through.
Huh.
Dude, that would be sick.
Wonder if Mando would have any like fur added to his armor or anything.
That would also be sick.
Yeah.
But like that, like it, old school filming just doesn't really lend itself to actually scariness. It feels very like static.
For sure.
Like new day, like modern day, like close up POV. Star Wars has some.
Yeah,
random...
I think horror got way better like later
for sure.
on.
I mean, like
it's the difference between watching like Saw, which is like, I think it's not very good filming.
No, it's not. But
but like just this conversation we're having right now, this is what the Ewoks brought in.
Yeah,
like they're scary. It's a really cool thing to talk about in Star Wars, and I don't think it's talked about enough.
I think another reason that they didn't. We're just talking about why they did good or bad, but Muppets were more popular at the time.
Oh,
right, Jim Henson's Muppets, Sesame Street. It was happening at that time. They were really popular. Jim Henson's movies and stuff.
Yeah, like they get really popular for the kids, and then make these Ewoks that'll scare
and like
them.
they're like the Muppets was happening at this time, and the only thing
that actually makes a lot of sense.
The only puppeteer things we had were like for kids, or I mean, like the Muppet Show was technically not for kids, but it's
sure, yeah,
more family friendly.
Yeah,
but
honestly, that makes a lot more sense now that you say that. I think that could be why.
Yeah,
they did that.
And in the end, someone's going to hate something about Star Wars. Yeah, and George always knew that. Because when he made the Ewoks, like, we can't make the Ewoks. He's like, everybody hated C-3PO.
Yeah.
When episode 4 came out, critics hated C-3PO.
And then later on, you have a problem like nostalgia and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, oh no, we love C-3PO. And then like, oh yeah, for real. And then like, they hate Jar Jar, and then they hate this, and then they hate that. Like, you cannot please everyone.
Yeah, it's true.
And you hated Yub Nub, so you can't even please you.
No, can't even please me.
Can't even please.
Which, by the way, that felt good to say. I feel like a lot of times on this podcast, I've been the way and I normally am this way with movies, where it's like I will just enjoy all of it most of the time. But if there's something that really actually bothers me, everyone's gonna know about it. And I'm gonna make sure you know it. And that's why I felt about that song.
Dude, that's what I'm excited about our next episode. So, spoiler alert. I guess not. I can't say. I didn't. Did you hear what I just said? That's a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I couldn't spoil. Can you say spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert. That is actually hard.
Spoiler alert.
You have to
spoiler alert. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say. Everyone say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And then say spoiler alert 4 times fast.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Say it like that. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. It doesn't sound right. It's kind of like saying jacuzzi over and over. Anyways, spoiler alert. The next episode between us is going to be talking about Solo and how I hate Solo, the movie.
I did not even know that.
And I
like Solo.
Have a notebook, and I'm going to take copious amounts of notes.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of things I do not like in that movie.
Well, definitely stay tuned for that podcast
and
when it comes out.
I have a lot of things to say.
Wow. That's crazy.
So that's our next 2 episodes as just a quick look. But
yeah.
Last thing I want to do, we have some time.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't ruin Ewoks for everybody.
I hope we did, actually. I hope we ruined Ewoks for you. I kind of want to talk about my latest post I made.
Okay.
Did you see this?
I don't think I did see that post.
Okay, so this is a meme about Palpatine. Here's what it says. It says when you pull off a massive space battle and orchestrate your own kidnapping as part of an intricately planned, elaborate scheme to play both sides of the war, but now you're in a half of a dreadnought being erratically flown by two psychos hurling through the atmosphere, and you're somewhat losing control of the situation.
That was a mouthful.
What if? People love what ifs. We're going to do a what if right now.
Okay.
What if, before they faced Count Dooku just said, hey, guys, he's a Sith Lord. Okay? Then they go in the room. They don't kill Count Dooku. They capture him. But then at this point, Anakin and Obi-Wan just play along and just take him down this psychopath, rolling down the chutes, running through these corridors, almost dying here and there, just to mess with him, and then arrest him when he gets down.
Wow.
They seem like psychopaths sometimes. Anakin and Obi-Wan are kind of crazy. You watch the Clone Wars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you think he had control, that Palpatine had control of the situation? Or do you think in this moment, in this picture, he's like, oh, am I going to survive? Did I make a bad decision?
I think Palpatine had control over it.
You do? You don't think it was just happenstance?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think.
Or was it just a
Count Dooku
gamble?
was
it a gamble? Someone commented, record scratch. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got myself in this situation.
That's a funny comment.
Here's the comment I'm referencing. He says, "Know what would be funny is if Anakin and Obi-Wan knew he was a Sith Lord, but just played along up until and right when they got to the only flying half a ship, they were just like, so we know you're a Sith Lord. Good luck flying this what's left of the ship." And then just jumped out.
Wow.
Another happy landing.
Yeah.
I don't think he had control. I think it was a gamble.
Really? I can see that take. I don't know.
But
I see Palpatine is so much power.
But
He
what
holds
could he
so
have
much
done?
power that he had the control there, probably.
We'll just stop the ship from crashing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a good point. The more I think of it,
I think that's all we got, man.
I think so.
It's a short and sweet one, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, it was.
If you made it this far, I assume you have because it's a short episode. Please message us at Obi1_Memeobi on Instagram and let us know what you thought. Do you think that they're actually bad people? Sorry, who am I talking about? I'm talking about... Sorry, we're talking about... Ewoks. Do you think Ewoks ate them? Do you think Ewoks fed them to the rebels? Do you think the rebels ate them? Do you think the rebels ate them knowingly? Do you think Chewbacca ate a whole person by itself without cooking it? These are the questions I have for you. Until next time, any last moments, Ethan? Anything last to say?
I will say this is the start of my comic book journey. Like,
is it?
Yeah, that got me hooked. I thought that was so interesting. So I am getting into the Star Wars comics now.
I can give you 2 comics of Mace Windu.
That would be awesome.
I don't have the third, so you can't actually figure out what happens in the end. But
sure, I can find it online.
But with that,
Thanks
again,
for listening, guys.
may the Force be with you. This is, yep.